on New Year's. Terry, so much talk about Doug Flutie. Can he make it in the NFL, in your opinion?
Well, let me just say this, Brent. I would like to be his agent. Does that answer your question?
Everyone telling us that he's going to be a first-round draft choice now for sure.
Well, it takes a special offense for him that with the H-back, the U-back, the one-back set, and all this motion, getting guys out. It's ideal for a guy like him. And believe you me, if I were a GM and I wanted a winner, the guy would be Doug Flutie. Forget that the guy's 5'9". You know, this guy out here, Theismann, they say he's 6 feet, but that's just in print. He's really a little bit shorter than that.
All right. Doug Flutie plays much taller, doesn't he? And, of course, coming up on New Year's Day, you've got an opportunity to take a look at Flutie in Boston College in action when they go against the Cougars of Houston, 1:30 Eastern Time here on CBS. We'll come back and take a look at the Bears and the Redskins right after these messages from your local stations.
Tonight, a flamboyant Svengali is murdered before a hypnotized audience.
And not one of them can tell us what happened. Who did it?
Jose Ferrer and Michelle Phillips join Angela Lansbury for Murder, She Wrote. And Jack Warden's a private eye from the old school.
Hang on, guys. We'll get him.
John Rubenstein's his son, a lawyer from the new school.
You shouldn't get involved with nuts like that.
You sent him to me.
But when push comes to shove...
Hey, get down. He might have a gun.
I doubt it. He just got out of prison.
They're crazy like a fox. Tonight.
This is CBS.
The tomorrow of your yesterdays is here with you today. New flowing lines of motion will move you to devotion. It's a car called Calais. There is a special feel in an Oldsmobile.
There's something you should know about Diet Colas.
Those with 100% NutraSweet. Step forward.
All of Pepsi's Diet Colas contain 100% NutraSweet, no saccharin.
Those with saccharin, step forward.
Whereas most sizes of Coca-Cola's diet soft drinks contain almost twice as much saccharin as they do NutraSweet.
Move your cans.
So if you want 100% NutraSweet, buy Diet Pepsi and caffeine-free Diet Pepsi Free.
100% NutraSweet, 100% taste.
Join host Bill Rafferty on the all-new comedy game show, Every Second Counts. Hot Game. It's a challenging new game you'll love to play along with.
Cannery Row.
Steinbeck.
Correct. Cat on a hot tin roof.
Williams.
Correct. Glass Menagerie.
Williams.
Correct. And you won the cup.
Don't miss the fun and fabulous price every day on the all-new comedy game show, Every Second Counts.
Weekday mornings at 9:30 on Wish TV. Jeopardy! Weeknights at 7:30.
back live here in RFK Stadium. The Bears are upsetting the Redskins. One thing the Bears can always do to you, they can intimidate you, Terry, as they have done so far in the first half.
Well, in the first half, they've come out and done the things that the Redskins expected them to do, and that's blitz. We know that Bell, their fine, strong safety, is an outstanding hitter. Here's a good job of an option route by Joe Washington. Notice he gets inside, and lo and behold, what's waiting on him but Todd Bell. Bam! There it is right there. Fumble. Stopped the big drive, but their blitzing has been the key. They've done it and done it successfully. Denton, these guys have put pressure on Theismann, taking them completely out of their game plan so far, Brent.
Now, Steve Fuller has not been as efficient as most quarterbacks would be in a playoff setting, but he did have an extremely accurate pass right here to Dennis McKinnon.
Well, I wouldn't say he hasn't been efficient because this is a good play action and a fine throw this time. Here's a young man that catches this football that just come off of some knee surgery and did a good job, but he's handled the ball club well. As I said earlier in the broadcast, the main thing is to have fun and be relaxed and maintain his poise. I think he has done that and called a good game. Also, he's moved out and thrown well on the run.
And, you know, the Bears have to be pleased that the most dangerous weapon Washington has is the scramble by Theismann.
Well, anytime you force a quarterback like Joe Theismann to stay on the run throughout the entire game, he plays right into your hands. Joe's looking, he's looking. He doesn't have the time that he's used to of looking for second and third receivers. Now you see him doing something at 35 that Joe Gibbs doesn't want to see him do, and that's run with the football. So far, he's been their best runner.
And, of course, the man the Bears would dearly love to have at quarterback today is Jim McMahon, but he's out. He is standing by live with Irv Cross now, so let's go to Irv.
Brent, you're right. He would rather be sitting under center right now instead of standing out here in the hallway, but Jim just came out of the team meeting. Jim, what went on back there? What did Ditka say about the first half?
Well, I really didn't get to hear what Mike was saying, but I know all the players are excited. They're playing real well, and they haven't turned the football over, and I think that's going to be a key in the second half.
Well, Steve Fuller's filling in for you. How would you assess his performance in the first half?
I think he's playing real well. You know, he's not making any foolish mistakes, and he's just running our offense the way it's supposed to be run.
All right, you got 30 minutes more yet to go. What do you expect to see in the second half?
Well, I think we get the football in the second half, and hopefully if they can go down and put something on the board and get this crowd out of the ball game, I think we'll be in good shape.
All right, Jim, if the Bears go to the Super Bowl, will you be the quarterback?
In my mind, yes. It's up to the management to activate me, but you know, I think I'll be ready to play if we go there.
All right. Kidney must be okay, huh?
Kidney feels good. I'd like to say hi to my wife. She just had a new baby boy, and say hi to Sean and Ashley.
All right, Jim. Thanks.
Be home tonight. Bye-bye.
Okay. Brent?
All right, Irv, thank you. There are still 6 tough quarters to go before the Bears can get to the Super Bowl. They have to finish up here against Washington this afternoon. And then, of course, next Sunday they would have to go out to San Francisco to play the 49ers. In our postgame show, we'll be talking live to 49er head coach Bill Walsh. He is watching this game. And, of course, we'll hear from players in the winning team, and we'll take a look at that Denver-Pittsburgh game. That'll all be live after this action here in RFK. Right now, let's go upstairs to Frank Lever and Dick Vermeil. Frank?
Brent, Redskins having all kinds of problems with that 46 defense that you've been talking about.
They really are, especially on the early downs, and especially when they're trying to run a play-action pass. They haven't been able to pick up the linebackers when they are dogging the linebackers, and it's given them a real problem because they find themselves in second and real long, and they're also flushing the quarterback, and he's run for 35 yards already.
In essence, they have just about taken John Riggins out of this ballgame.
He has 35 yards. There's a total of 42 yards running when you eliminate the quarterback, and that's not Redskin football. You have to give the Bears credit. I expect the Redskins to do more audibling in the second half and get out of play action on early downs if they're in that front, if they're in that 46 front, and if they're going to throw on the early downs, go ahead and drop back and get rid of it quick against that one-on-one coverage.
Here is what that 46 looks like.
Here's what this defense looks like right now on your screen. I have it diagrammed. I don't know if it's working because I can't get the telestrator to clear itself, but you'll see that there are 2 linebackers right here, and there is a middle linebacker right here, meaning there are 3 linebackers to the strong side of the formation, and the strong safety who normally lines up right there is lined up over here. So they're really loaded to run over there, and when they start dogging this guy and this guy and this guy, you're in trouble. Now, the weakness of it is single coverage right here. You have a linebacker covering a tight end out here if he is not dogging. You have a double coverage over here the way they play it the most time. You have a defensive back over here in a position to stop the run. Of course, he plays that real well. Coming over here, he does it well, but it is really creating problems for the Redskins. That's nothing new. They've been doing it all year.
Both teams back in the field prior to the start of the second half. It's the Chicago Bears 10 and the Washington Redskins 3, and 30 more minutes of football upcoming.
Welcome to Miller Time.
Miller Time begins here, where Miller High Life waits for the finest ingredients to reach their golden best. Then we go beyond ingredients and use the finest brewing skills, making sure Miller High Life contains no additives and no preservatives. So come your Miller Time, you get nothing but the fresh, smooth taste of just pure beer. Welcome to Miller High Life.
Welcome to Miller Time.
What? When you play telephone, if you can't hear everything, that's part of the game. But when you pay for calls, it's no fun. AT&T thinks that every long-distance call should sound as close as next door, and isn't that why you call?
Want to try it too?
Calling anywhere, anytime, long-distance operators over a century of commitment. That's AT&T. The more you hear, the better we sound.
Reach out and touch someone.
Who has created a new dawn of performance, versatility, and simplicity? Only RCA. Introducing the full-spectrum video monitors, all high-performance televisions and more, designed to get the most from your video components. You simply plug in video games, your stereo, and your VCR. For audio and video excitement that's as different as night and day. The full-spectrum video monitors, only from RCA. Technology that excites the senses.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by your Toyota dealer and the all-new heavy-duty 1-ton. And by Wang. Wang puts people in front of computers.
The Redskins' Jeff Hayes will be kicking off to start the second half. The Bears have Willie Gault, number 83 deep, along with Dennis Gentry, number 29. Of course, Gault is the man to watch. In his last year in college, he returned 5 kickoffs for touchdowns. That's one shy of the NCAA record. Hasn't returned any kickoffs this year prior to this game, and won't return this one, I don't believe. Comes down 6 yards deep in the end zone. And they'll play it at the 20-yard line. And Otis Wansley limping a little bit. Here's a guy who's a very valuable member of this specialty unit.
This Wansley is a tough son of a gun. See him right in the middle of your screen, number 39. He's a short yardage fullback as well. He can take people on, and he'll never quit. Now watch him get up. Wilbert Marshall did a nice job of blocking him, but I'll tell you, if we have time to show it, he'll get up and get his shot in there, too. You see that? Hey, let me go make the play. That's what I'm getting paid to do. 1st and 10 for the Bears at the 20-yard line. This is exactly the football game we've expected. The big question is who's going to come up with the big play to possibly break it open. Steve Fuller at the throttle, as he has been all afternoon. The pitch to Payton. And Walter Payton out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Payton in the first half carried 9 times for 56 yards, averaging 6 yards plus. And Fuller in the first half of play threw the ball very sparingly. Completed 3 out of 6 for 55 yards. That sets up a 2nd and 5 for the Bears at their 25. As they rush Monty Coleman, number 51, in there. He's normally their designated linebacker rusher, much like the Lawrence Taylor and all. Fuller throwing on 2nd down, completes it. That could be the big play. That's Gault. It's a foot race. They won't catch him. He's got too much speed.
Willie Gault at the 10, at the 5, touchdown. Willie Gault, who told us yesterday he has been timed in 4.17 for the 40. 75 yards on the touchdown reception from Steve Fuller. And the Bears lead mounts to 16-3, and Joe Gibbs trying to figure out how to contain these Bears. Of course, the Redskins have had trouble defensing the pass all year long. That's been one of their big problem areas.
I think that was Vernon Dean in the coverage, and he slipped and fell down. And when you turn Willie Gault, as Frank said, loose in the secondary, not many people are going to catch him.
Thomas with the extra point try. This crowd is stunned. It is no good. Thomas misses the extra point try to the left. That could come back and be costly later. The touchdown again.
Here you can see now number 57 is the middle linebacker. Later on, you're going to see him. The ball's thrown to the right, a wobbly lane duck. All right, Green came up there, Darrell Green, and he missed it. He almost fumbled the football. Now Darrell's going to chase him, and he can't catch him. There comes the middle linebacker, 57, Rich Malott. He crosses the field. He picks up a block from Pat Dunsmore right here on Curtis Jordan, number 22, and he trots in. A guy that runs a 9.9 100 meters. Now take a look at this little out pattern, nothing to it. Darrell Green comes up, he plants his foot, slips and falls. Nice job. He almost fumbled the darn football. Here comes Rich Malott, 57, the linebacker chasing him. That's a mismatch. Here he goes. He's running on in for a score. Touchdown. Oh, little fancy move there at the end, Frank.
So the Bears lead the Redskins 16-3. Timeout.
When they put a heavy load on your shoulders, there's nothing like having a friend you can count on. The new Toyota electronically fuel-injected 1-ton truck. It'll carry over 2,500 pounds. And with an optional towing package, you can pull up to 5,000 pounds. The Toyota 1-ton truck.
Thanks, old buddy.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
When you have an insurance claim, that's the moment of truth.
You want results as quickly as possible.
You don't want to call a stranger with a claim, and with State Farm you don't. You call your agent.
And State Farm claims people are there when you need them to make sure everything's handled fast and fair.
What makes State Farm Claim Service work so well is an agent who's available when you need help.
And people who follow through with your claim.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
David Finzer will kick off for the Chicago Bears. Redskins and their fans are stunned. Mills chasing this one down to field it at the 7. Back to the 15, 20. Hurdles a couple of people up to the 25-yard line. And that's where the Redskins will put it in play. That missed extra point by Bob Thomas, only his 3rd of the year.
It's a good snap, perfect snap. He just shanks it off here. Here it goes. Off to his left, to our right as we look at it. He doesn't miss many.
You know, the pass to Willie Gault, that really wasn't intended to be a big play.
No, actually, they were going for the first down, and then I'll tell you, many times a big play offense is dependent on who has the ball in his hands. Willie Gault turned that into a big play.
And it wasn't really a good pass, a real wobbler. Those are the kind that look good in the quarterback's passing stats after the game. Riggins tripped up as he crosses the line of scrimmage down at the 29-yard line. Here's one of the Bear heroes today. He told us yesterday, I sure wish they'd get the ball to me a little more often.
Yeah, he does, you know, but the guy catches a touchdown pass every 5th ball that he does catch, so might as well keep throwing it to him.
He says he expects to be in the Olympics in 1988. He figures they'll allow the professionals in by that time. In fact, he had a court action working on that.
Right. I tell you, the smart thing for the Bears now to do is don't go over there on that sideline and celebrate, because it's a long ways from over.
2nd down, 7. Redskins at their 28. Theismann hitting Art Monk, who goes out of bounds at the 37-yard line, right at the first down marker. There's Ken Huff, who was injured in the first half with his wife and youngster in the Redskin locker room just a few moments ago. Broken ankle for Huff.
They run a daycare center together, and it looks like they're going to have a lot of time in the off-season because he'll be home running that daycare center.
It is a first down for the Redskins at their 37-yard line. Monk has now caught 5 balls for 56 yards.
That's it.
Theismann going to the far sideline, but not much there as he hits Didier. And coming up quickly, Mike Richardson, number 27.
They're going to have to do more of that on first down to end up with positive gains, because the Bears are playing that 46 defense so far every time on first down, and it's tough to run into that defense, Frank.
It has not been going well for the Redskins in their last few possessions, and they're trying to turn things around right now. Fumble and 3 punts. after they dominated play in the first period, took the opening kickoff and held the ball for over 7 minutes en route to their field goal. Second down, 6. Redskins at their 41.
Yeah, they are.
Monk in motion. Theismann under pressure. One-on-one coverage. Down the far sideline. Muhammad was out of bounds. He came down out of bounds. So it'll go as an incompleted forward pass as Mike Richardson goes back with him.
The Redskins have made good adjustments at halftime. They're playing now to get after this one-on-one coverage. See him up there bump and run on Richardson. 89, Calvin Muhammad jumps to the outside. The ball's thrown over the outside shoulder. A little too far over the outside. He only gets 1 foot down. But this is what they have to do. One big one like that is 6 points. Take a look again. Here they are. 1 foot inbounds, left foot, right foot out of bounds. Good call by the official. That's what you call a fade pattern, Frank.
Third down, and the Redskins need 6 for the first down at their 42-yard line. They trail 16-3 from the shotgun. Using it for the first time today. Great catch! Didier gets away from Singletary. It's inside the 35 and goes out of bounds at the 28. And Didier is ready to fight somebody.
This is a great job by Didier, number 86. He's back in the shotgun. You can see the stunts occurring inside. They're picked up nicely. He gets rid of the ball there one-on-one on a linebacker. He will beat one-on-one coverage. He does a nice job. He gets a block downfield by Charlie Brown. He gets knocked out of bounds. He gets a little upset right here with that little extra toss, and I don't blame him.
Didier with his third catch for 59 yards. Redskins are moving, and Theismann would like a little quiet. As he goes to work, 1st and 10 at the Bear 29, Riggins. Bumping helmets down to the 25 for a pickup of 4. Now, one big play like the catch by Didier could help in turning this momentum around.
I know it. I'll tell you what you feel right now. We're midway up to the top of the stadium, and you can just feel the electricity generated by the enthusiasm and intensity of these fans.
Like Ditka said yesterday, he said Seattle and Washington, 2 toughest places to play because of the crowd. But he said we can't play the crowd. We've got to play the opposition. On 2nd and 7.
Hit it turn quickly.
Theismann, far sideline throw to Monk, first down inside the 20. And gets down to the 15-yard line before Mike Richardson shoves him out of bounds. Art Monk with a sensational year this year. This man was the Redskins' first-round pick in 9 years back in 1980.
Now you're going to watch the quarterback here. You got a man coming in motion right here. He's going to come back and he's going to reverse back out. And that really cleans him up nicely in terms of coverage. Here he is right now. He's reversed. See the defender now, 44, Terry Schmidt, how far away he is. He lays it out there. He's all alone. Nice job. Good cushion.
10-yard pickup on the play. Monk was shaken up and comes out of the ball game. First down from the 16-yard line. Theismann, we got a flag. As Theismann is knocked down at the line of scrimmage. And on top of him is Richard Dent. 8th-round draft pick a year ago from Tennessee State, who led the NFC in sacks this year with 17.5, which is a Bears club record. And he'll be starting at his first Pro Bowl game. Check the penalty here with the referee, Fred Silva.
Offense, number 62. Holding. 10 yards. First down.
Mo Towns. And Joe Gibbs not very happy the way things are going for Washington. Redskins favored coming into this game. And Monk, who missed the previous play after being shaken up, is back in the lineup, replacing Mark McGrath.
Look at the RPMs of that jaw right now. He's turning about 6,000 RPM.
11:08 left to play in the third period. On 1st and 20, Theismann going down to the 2-yard line, completes it to Muhammad. That'll be a 1st and goal. Terry Schmidt defending. And Schmidt was shaken up. He comes away from that tackle limping. 23-yard pickup on the play.
You've got to throw the ball against this defense. Now watch the receiver right here, in the middle of the screen. Here he is. He's coming, makes a little move to the outside, comes inside Muhammad. Terry Schmidt, number 44, is nowhere around him. If that ball had been out in front of him, it would have been a touchdown.
First and goal. Redskins at the 2-yard line. They go with the split backfield and short yardage. And that is Riggins, number 44, and Walmsley, number 39. In motion, it is Riggins. Driving down to the goal line. He did not get in.
They normally, in this situation, run behind big number 85, Don Warren, their tight end. Watch the tight end right at the left side of your screen, number 85. He's going to fire out low and hard. He's in a 3-point stance or 4-point stance already. Didier's going to kick out. Boom, he gets it kicked out. Wansley leads it through, and he's just mushing his way the best he can to get up there into the end zone. Watch the left side of the line here fire out in this situation. Look at him coming off low, hard. Look at Grim, got a nice block. Wansley leading through there. Riggins almost got it in.
Second and goal from inside the 1-yard line. Again, it is Riggins. He is over. Touchdown. Very impressive drive by a veteran ball club as they move 73 yards after the Bears stunned them with that long bomb to Willie Gault.
Good coaching at halftime. Good adjustment of the game plan. Throwing that ball against that single coverage.
Moseley. That's on the extra point, and that extra point miss now by Thomas is beginning to look bigger and bigger.
Watch the left side of the line now. Here they are. They're coming off real low and hard, keeping everybody on the ground. Riggins just dives over the top and gets it in for the touchdown. Now you're playing linebacker. You are sitting on your couch, but you're number 50. You're going to have to make the play. Can you do it? It is tough to make the play when you're getting knocked off the line of scrimmage. Watch Otis Wansley, number 39, the fullback to the left here. See him, the running back? Watch him lead through. Boom! In fact, he gets through there cleanly. They should have given him the ball.
9 minutes, 35 seconds left to play in the third period. The Bears 16, the Redskins 10.
Talk about intensity.
When you've got a long way to go, it's nice to go with a friend. The 1985 Toyota Standard Bed truck toughened up this year with more horsepower than ever, so you know it can carry its share of the load. The new Toyota Standard Bed truck at only $59.98.
Friend, you're worth twice the price.
Welcome to Miller Time.
Miller Time begins here, where Miller High Life waits for the finest ingredients to reach their golden best. Then we go beyond ingredients and use the finest brewing skills, making sure Miller High Life contains no additives and no preservatives. So come your Miller time, you get nothing but the fresh, smooth taste of just pure beer. Welcome to Miller High Life.
Welcome to Miller Time.
Art Monk running up and down on the Redskins sideline. He came out during that goal line series limping a bit, and they retaped his knee. And he was having a little trouble getting it loose. Boy, are these fans pumped up now. He's kicking off. Gault is deep. Willie Gault at the goal line. Out to the 15. Across the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Boy, I'll tell you, there were some guys flying downfield on that one. Woo! Here's Willie Gault. You know, this looks easy. Just catch it and go upfield, but you have 1,100 guys coming after you. Now, what's the courage this guy displays right here? He's a hurler, you know. He's run as fast as anybody in the world, and he darn near got through.
Hasn't lost his hurdling form.
No.
So the crowd has come alive here at RFK Stadium, which is the biggest ally for the Washington Redskins as the Bears go to the attack first and 10. At their 22-yard line. We're midway in the third quarter with the Bears leading the Redskins 16-10 and a little bit too noisy for quarterback Steve Fuller. 27 years old, came into the league as a #1 draft choice with Kansas City. Started several years there, was beaten out by Bill Kenny. He was traded to Los Angeles, spent the entire year with the Rams last year without throwing a single pass, including being on the sidelines here in the NFC Divisional Playoff game when the Redskins massacred the Rams. He had his shoulders separated twice this year. St. Louis in a preseason game, and then in the Monday night game at San Diego.
You know, the players have a lot of confidence in him when he steps in the huddle. Very bright guy. Rhodes Scholarship candidate, high school class valedictorian. A lot of smarts underneath that helmet, Frank.
Again, the decibel level picks up as the Bears come up to the line of scrimmage. He looks at the referee, Fred Silva, and says, "How about it? I can't hear." Well, I remember an Eagle game that you were involved in. Wasn't it a Monday night game in Miami, and Jaworski kept going back to the huddle?
We were back in the shotgun in the fourth quarter, and the game was really tight, and the fans were making so much noise. With Jaworski back 6 yards from the center couldn't hear the snap counts. And so we just kept, I don't know, 5 or 6 times, and finally, actually, we made a mistake. We snapped the ball, ended up getting an interception.
Well, the league is talking about installing transmitters in the helmets of the receivers and the quarterbacks, perhaps on an experimental basis in preseason next year, to avoid the advantage that you get at a noisy stadium like this one.
I think there's better ways to spend the money in the National Football League.
Of course, the Bears aren't operating out of the shotgun. They're operating out of the normal T formation. Crowd chanting defense.
They would like to play, fans. Just quiet down so they can.
You know as well as I do that every time they go back, they're going to be yelling twice as loud the next time. 1st and 10 at the 22. Payton in motion. They get the play off. Fuller in trouble behind the line. Good runner. Slides to a halt at the 27-yard line. Quiets him down a little bit. Pickup of about 5 yards on the play.
Frank, Mike Ditka told me yesterday, this guy can really run, but they don't want him running. He's healthy enough to throw the ball, but not healthy enough to take a direct shot on that injured shoulder.
He said the only thing that they haven't worked out with Fuller in practice is taking a hit on that shoulder.
Taking that hit, and you can't do it. You know, that's separated twice in 1 year. You just can't afford to get him hurt scrambling like that.
Behind him, they have Greg Landry, who they picked up just a couple of weeks before the regular season ended, and Rusty Lish. 2nd and 5, Bears at their 27. Suey and Payton in the backfield, McKinnon in motion. Walter Payton. 1 yard, and that's about it. And Dave Butts would not be taken out of that play. Number 65, the 11-year veteran. Price was steep for Mr. Butts. He cost the Redskins when they signed him as a free agent from the Cardinals. 2 number 1s and a number 2, and for a while they thought they'd made a mistake.
This guy, Dave Butts, is making a lot of money working his hobby, carving decoys. He cannot fill all the orders. He's booked all the way through and sold all the way through April of '85.
3rd down, let's still call it 5. Needed for the 1st down for the Bears at their 27. Inside, handoff, a little pitch to Suey across the 40, 50. Matt Suey is down to the 40-yard line. A little inside pitch, which actually is a forward pass.
That's right. If it's dropped, it goes as an incomplete pass. It's very unusual. You don't see it very much. Now watch the quarterback. Watch him go back. Now watch him flip the ball with his left hand to Matt Suey coming up underneath there. And this Suey is a much better runner than people give him credit for. Look at him go. He's going to switch the ball right there. Hang on to it. That's the big thing. Don't fool around with switching it. Just don't fumble it. Now you'll get a better shot. Now watch Suey. Watch Suey right there from the reverse angle. See him coming in, number 26, flip it right up there. Dexter Manley was suckered upfield, and look at him go. Good runner. No Walter Payton, but he's still a good running back.
34 yards. Big play for the Bears, and that quiets the crowd down a little bit.
It takes a lot of guts to call that play because it can misfire. Of course, if you throw it forward and fumble it, it's an incomplete pass.
Had he fumbled it, it would have simply been an incompleted forward pass. First down at the 39, Payton. Down to the 35, inside the 30 to the 29-yard line, and very close to a first down.
Very good signal calling, Frank. You know what they're doing? Stay cool, men. Stay cool. They're running draw plays, feeling that the defensive line, hey, they're all fired up. They're charging. They want to get after everybody. Maybe coming a little too hard, not reading their run keys properly, and running draws right by them.
Pickup of just short of 10 yards on the play as the officials mark it at the 30-yard line. It'll be second down and less than 1.
Here's Dave Butts, number 65 in the middle of your screen, getting turned out on that draw play. Just a very fundamental turnout block by Kurt Becker, number 79, but that opened up the hole.
Pretty good block by Suey on the linebacker Malott.
Suey is considered one of the better blockers at his position in the NFC.
Second and a yard needed for the first down at the Redskin 30. Bears leading 16-10. Suey caught behind the line of scrimmage and dropped for the loss back at the 35-yard line. Never got going that time. Dexter Manley, number 72, with great penetration, and Darrell Grant, number 77, in there as well.
You can see here, watch Walter Payton right here. Look at him. Right at the end, he's down on the ground. They got him by the ankles. Look at him twisting around there. Hey, don't tear that thing off. He wants to run another play. Neil Okowitz had that. Look at that. He's mad right now. Walter's getting mad. He won't let him go. Let 9 foot go. He did it.
Now, instead of a 2nd and 1, the Bears are looking at a 3rd and 6 from the Redskin 35. Bears staying on the ground for the most part, but here's Fuller going upstairs and going long for Dunsmore, the tight end. He can't reach it at the goal line, but we've got a flag dropped at the 15-yard line.
Oh, come on now. Let's not start having this stuff.
Don't jump to conclusions here, Coach. It's going to be against the Bears, according to what the Redskins are saying, and the preliminary indication from Fred Silva.
My point was, let him play. Keep that hanky in your pocket. Good, intense game. Don't you, as an official, take control of it.
Offensive pass interference was the preliminary indication we got, and so Silva discusses it with Dave Butts.
Offensive pass interference. Number 88, decline, 4th down.
Well, now the decision from Mike Ditka is this within Bob Thomas range from the 35-yard line. They're looking at a little better than 50 yards in a field goal attempt, and they're going to come with the punting unit.
Here's the holding call. Pat Dunsmore, number 48 right there, the pushing call. He shoved off with his inside arm. Number 88, Pat Dunsmore, on Ken Coffey, number 48. Good call.
Finzer back to do the punting. Again, his specialty.
Frank, do you know that Bob Thomas had 2 52-yard field goals this year?
Well, wind conditions being what they are, a little swirly down here. Ditka didn't want to take a chance. Finzer goes down. We've got a flag. Coffey came in with the big rush. Finzer put it out of bounds around the 10-yard line, but there's a marker down. It may be roughing the kicker.
Watch the punter now. Take a look. Here he's coming around the outside to your right. There he is. He was blocked into him. He was blocked into him, Fred.
Well, Fred Silva obviously didn't see it that way.
It looked like he came off a block and in the air.
Unless they change it, let's see.
Running into the kicker. 5 yards.
Automatic first down. Coffey came out with the big rush and definitely got a piece of Finzer, but was he blocked into him?
Now watch from the right side of your screen. You're going to see the punter field the ball low. Now you're going to see him coming right here. Here you see him shoved right there by 58, Wilbur Marshall. I thought, I don't know, it's really tough to call. The officials are down there in a better position than I am. They must be right. Right, Frank?
That's what you keep saying. You didn't say that when you were on the sidelines.
No, I know it. But I have to be careful. Sitting up here sometimes I find myself venting my
First and 10 from the 30. Payton took the handoff and is level prior to crossing the line of scrimmage by Neil Olkowitz, number 52.
Payton's looking back and said, where did that guy come from?
Olkowitz rated one of the great overachievers of the Washington Redskins.
Watch number 52 come flashing in there from behind. Dexter Manley, 72, is eyeballing him right there, and there's old Neil Olkowitz. You know, he's a law enforcement major, and he just enforced the law right there.
Absolutely, as he saw it.
Yeah.
Loss of a yard puts it back at the 31, second and 11. McKinnon to the right side. Willie Gault is split to the left. Fuller for McKinnon. Got open at the near sideline, went out of bounds after catching the ball at the 15-yard line. And Vernon Dean's looking around saying, whose man was that?
I know, it's pretty obvious. You're lined up out there. It might have been a double coverage. Here's Vernon Dean, number 32. There he gives him a little jam. He's expecting deep help. He didn't get it quick enough. He settled right down there in that zone. Nicely done by Dennis McKinnon, number 85. He settled in that zone between the rolled-up corner and the safety rotating over there.
Prior to that pass, Fuller has been averaging 32 yards per completion. They haven't thrown it that often. But of course, they got the big one in there to Gault for 75.
But that was a 10-yard completion.
That's right. If that. First and 10. Bears at the Redskins 16-yard line. 4 minutes left. Third period. Fuller flushed out of the pocket. Goes to McKinnon. Touchdown. Fuller keeping his cool, and there was some question in my mind almost that Fuller got beyond the line of scrimmage before he threw that thing, but no flags.
Real good poise right there. He flushed up inside. The receiver stayed with a pattern. He knew what was going on with his receivers downfield, found the open man, and I'll tell you, it's really tough as a defensive back to cover a guy in that situation.
Dennis McKinnon on the receiving end of Steve Fuller's second touchdown pass of the day. Payton threw on, you'll recall. And here's Thomas, who missed his last extra point try. This one is good.
You're looking at this as if you were a middle linebacker. Neil Olkowitz, 52, the little action there. Now the quarterback, now watch the quarterback slide up inside Butts, number 66. Now he's up in there. He lays it off out here to the right. See, he broke away from Ken Coffey, number 48, Dennis McKinnon. Watch the right side of the line pass protect here. Now you have big Keith Van Orn, 78, Kurt Becker, 79, doing a nice job. Dave Butts, 65, not 66, as I said earlier. All right, Hilgenberg picks him up. He flushes up inside, does a nice job. Hey, where are you going? Look at the reaction here. Now watch this. He knows it's going to be good. Now watch this. It's not over, though. Remember that, Mr. Fuller.
Timeout, score 23-10, Bears.
The new, more powerful 1985 Toyota Supra and Dan Gurney take on the Big Apple. The Supra's twin-cam electronically fuel-injected 6 roars up Fifth Avenue. The four-wheel disc brakes set up the high-speed turn across town. The independent suspension absorbs the punishment of city streets. How does Dan feel surrounded by all this luxury?
This is fun.
With the George Washington Bridge in sight, Dan and the Supra have brought new meaning to the term rush hour.
This is the right stuff.
GC8, this is Army 212, 7 miles northwest, low fuel, heavy weather.
Army 212, radar contact, turn right, heading 150.
With a fog-bound helicopter hanging on your every word. It doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman, only that you're good.
Slowly.
Roger.
Over landing threshold.
Be all that you can be.
Thanks for your help.
Roger.
You can do it in the Army.
Lily Tomlin, Charlie Daniels, Shaka Khan, Luis Mandrell, Cool in the Game, Gladys Knight the Prince on CBS's Happy New Year America with Andy Williams, New Year's Eve.
77 yards on the drive, and this man with 2 key catches, Dennis McKinnon, including the touchdown catch. So the Bears, after the Redskins score, come back with a nice drive, covering 5.5 minutes on the clock. Kickoff coming down to the far side to Keith Griffin, who fumbles it out of bounds at the 14. These guys are getting wide open, Dick.
Here he is in the slot. Obviously, they went to a zone coverage. The tight end went down and crossed. He came down underneath it, caught the ball right here. This strong safety, in this case, Ken Coffey, did not cover man-to-man. He got in there behind him in the zone. Now watch. Watch the slot man cross. See him coming across. They're playing zone down here. Now you'll see the corner over here, Mr. Coffey, and he lays it up to him in the end zone, and he lost him right there for the touchdown.
Well, for a guy they thought might not be able to play, and Mr. McKinnon, he's done an outstanding job. Had his knee scoped a month ago, and he's back in there and doing good.
We make computers that not only enhance individual performance, but work in harmony with one another and compatibly with our competitors to bring out the brilliance in all. Wang, we put people in front of computers.
When it comes to getting to the high ground, there's nothing like having a faithful companion. The new Toyota 4x4 SR5 Extra Cab, powering you to the top with a new electronically fuel-injected engine that supplies this truck with more horsepower than any other in its class. The new Toyota 4x4.
Now this is a friend forever.
The Redskins in a 23-10 hole. As Theismann brings them up to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 at their 13-yard line after Keith Griffin fumbled that kickoff out of bounds. So Theismann trying to get it going. So back to throw. He's got to Muhammad, and Muhammad drops the football. You may have heard a few footsteps from Leslie Frazier coming up on him.
Frank, what I think he did, now watch this. Here's an experienced receiver coming off the line of scrimmage. He's got the corner. Now watch him take his eye off the ball right there. He's going to run with it before he caught it. Didn't get it put away. A fundamental mistake. Hey, a high school receiver makes that mistake. You wouldn't expect a pro receiver to make that mistake.
Muhammad cost the Redskins a 4th-round draft choice, but without him, they would not be in this divisional playoff game against the Bears. He's had a great year for them after they had all kinds of injury problems, including losing Charlie Brown at the wide receiver. 2nd and 10. Washington at its 14-yard line. Art Monk in motion. Theismann in trouble. Going to have to run it out to the 10 to the 15-yard line and caught at the 17. You know, prior to the start of the game, we were talking about if Payton and Riggins kind of cancel each other out, we figured someone else would have to come on, and right now it looks like that someone may be Steve Fuller.
It has been. I expected it to be Theismann because he's been here before and everybody knows how good he is. And here a guy is Fuller, goes to drafted #1 by Kansas City, goes to Los Angeles, comes to the Chicago Bears. But, you know, Mike Ditka told us yesterday, Ditka told us, hey, this guy is a lot better than a lot of people think, and he'll prove it tomorrow. He's right.
Word from the Bears bench is that Terry Schmidt is out for the game with a deep thigh bruise, and Leslie Frazier is now in at the right cornerback position. 3rd and 8. Theismann wants the big play, goes down the sidelines. It's Monk at the 50. Art Monk, who's been making the big plays all year on a big 3rd down.
You talk about a heck of a pass. That was about as well thrown a football as you can have. Now take a look at the isolation here. Art Monk on Mike Richardson coming out, bump and run to the outside. Now watch him look back, lulling, and he gets a little burst. Now watch this pass right where it had to be, right on the money. Well done, and Fensick, number 45, comes over and finishes him off. That is a big play.
Art Monk over the 100-yard mark in reception yardage, his 7th catch of the day. You know, Fensick was telling us yesterday, you look at that Bears secondary, with the exception of Leslie Frazier, you've really got all safeties back there. They don't have another cornerback, legit cornerback on their roster. They figured that would cause them problems. 1st and 10 from the 50. Muhammad hangs onto this one, makes the grab at the 33, fumbles the football, and the Bears have recovered. Big play as Fensick comes up with the fumble recovery and the big hit by Leslie Frazier, number 21.
I wonder if he thought Todd Bell was going to come over and decapitate him like they did to Joe Washington in the 1st quarter. Boy, as a pro receiver, you got to lock that one up. Now you can see it's play-action pass. Watch the fake the quarterback makes to Riggins right here. See, that freezes the linebackers inside. He comes back, turns to his left, and throws the post pattern right on the money. Plenty of time to lock it in there. Hey, he was bobbling the ball going down. He was bobbling it going down. Maybe that's why the Raiders traded him.
Well, it's ruled a catch and a fumble. And the Bears take over at their 32, and they put Walter Payton to work. And Payton takes it out to the 35 before he's driven back by half of the Redskins defense.
I'm not sure he had possession of that ball. Here he is coming inside right to the right of your screen. Now, see, he's got the ball. Yeah, it looks like he has possession. Nice job by Leslie Frazier, 21, of actually stripping him and causing that fumble.
And the reaction of Joe Theismann. Oh, my, what else can go wrong?
I cannot believe it, he's saying. See, he's saying right now, where is Charlie Brown?
Bears with a 2nd and 8 at their 35. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the 3rd quarter. Bears leading 23-10. But that missed extra point still looms possibly large. Fuller handing off to Payton. And Payton will clear it out to just short of the 40-yard line. So they're looking at 3rd and about 3 needed for the first down. There's Gary Fensick, one of the few guys from Yale able to make the grade in the National Football League. He just got his master's in business administration from Northwestern and went to class during the season.
Got his degree, MBA, 2 weeks ago. And he says he used to bug him. He'd be on the airplane flying home from a game. Someone would come by and spill Coca-Cola or some kind of a cold drink all over his cheat notes. You know, he would really be upset.
3rd down and 3 for the Bears at their 40-yard line. Brad Anderson is in at a wide receiver. And Fuller wants a timeout and gets it with 1:12 left to play in quarter number 3. It's the Bears 23, the Redskins 10.
This Christmas card was sent to you by the people at Miller High Life. Merry Christmas.
Big Dan Hampton of the Bears defense, when we talked to him yesterday, he said he had a hunch that the Bears were going to win this football game, and he's only had a hunch like that once before that he can recall, and that was when Arkansas was a big underdog to Oklahoma. It was either the Sugar or the Orange Bowl, and they trumped the Sooners that year. So we'll see what kind of a prophet he turns out to be. The Bears have a 3rd and 3 at their 40. Most teams passing down. When he got Payton, maybe not. Fumble by Fuller. Who got it? Ball is loose. Redskins have recovered. Rich Malott, number 57. The first turnover of the day by the Bears. So the Redskins come up with excellent field possession at the 36.
Here you have a great shot of a bad exchange by the quarterback in center right there, and it may have been caused by the man now being lined up on Jay Hilgenberg. The center's right up on his nose, and he may have lost concentration initially on making the snap. See the man right on his nose right there? Boom. Probably short-armed the snap, turned it loose because you can see the ball was on the ground. I'd call that one on the center.
1:06 left in the 3rd period. Redskins 1st and 10 at the Bear 36. And Theismann wants to capitalize. Quick, going long, a rainbow down the far sideline. And intended for Calvin Muhammad, it was Mike Richardson, number 27, who was back there with him.
I tell you, that Mike Richardson is really playing good pass defense. Up there tight, one-on-one. Here he is doing a nice job. Better keep your arm out of there, Mike Richardson. That's pass interference. Does a nice job right here. The ball was maybe a little bit underthrown, but really a nice job of playing pass defense. And you can see they're still working to Calvin Muhammad, so they have not lost confidence in him.
Richardson, just a second-year man out of Arizona State. He was a second-round draft pick last year. 2nd and 10. Redskins at the Bear 36.
People in Compton, California can be proud of that guy. He's playing well.
Art Monk, the man in motion for the Redskins. Theismann, quick throw this time. Comes to Monk. Out of bounds, they say, at the 28-yard line. Todd Bell, number 25, was over there. Bell was a 4th-round draft pick back in 1981 in his 4th year in the league. Played his college football at Ohio State, and this year will be a Pro Bowl starter. Art Monk, surprisingly enough, is on the Pro Bowl team, but not as a starter after he sets the record for catches.
Maybe you have to catch 125 before you get all their votes, huh? But, you know, the motion is really loosening up that one-on-one coverage a little bit, and I think to probably stay with that.
3rd down, long 2 needed for the 1st down for the Redskins at the Bear 29. Riggins in the backfield.
Audible.
Theismann going long for Didier. The tight end makes the catch, goes out of bounds at the 3. 1st and goal. Facing the crowd, George McGovern.
Wonder who he's rooting for. Take a look at Didier, number 88, come off the line of scrimmage. He is 6'6". Here he's running on a defensive back, 6 foot even. He does a nice job, extremely well thrown ball right over the outside. He takes those gloves that he's wearing, reaches up and plucks the football out of the air. Look at this one right here. Nice job. That's a physical mismatch. This guy has the speed of a wide receiver.
26-yard pickup, 1st and goal for the Redskins at the 2-yard line. Wansley, the man in motion. It is Riggins over the left side, shoved back after picking up a yard to the 1-yard line. Didier, by the way, now 4 catches for 85 yards.
Watch Otis Wansley go in motion right here. Now watch him here. He's going to see him start in motion. Now watch him come this way. Now watch him get a little juke move like that. What he's trying to do is sort of soften the contain. Now he comes and blocks out on Gary Fensick, and they run up inside.
The teams who have done well against the Bears this year and beaten them are teams with a lot of motion. And that's what the Redskins have. 2nd and goal from the 1. Riggins, touchdown. Riggins, 2nd touchdown of the day. This is the 7th straight playoff game in which he scored at least once.
You know, coming into this ball game, Frank, I really felt that Didier may be a big play guy, and if you remember, we were talking about it in production meeting yesterday. He really is a fine player.
Moseley tacks on the extra point. And again, that missed extra point by Bob Thomas of the Bears begins to loom larger with the Redskins just 6 points down.
Take a look at Mike Singletary, the effort he makes to get up in there and try to make the play. Look at that effort. You can't ask a guy to give any more, but the offensive line does a good job of controlling the rest of the line of scrimmage. Watch Singletary now. See him? Watch him right in the middle. Come up over the top. Look at that. He wants to get into the backfield and make the play. He couldn't get there. John Riggins does a nice job of taking him on in for the score.
That touchdown ran us down to the 5-second mark in the 3rd quarter as Riggins inhales some oxygen on the sideline.
Frank, I have a little interesting stat to interject at this time. The Bears have been outscored by 77 points this year in the 4th quarter. We better see how they play in the 4th quarter.
Well, the Hogs and their friends are enjoying this day before New Year's Eve.
Look at those people. You can't believe those guys. Can you imagine putting on that mask and all that kind of stuff and coming to a football game?
These, in some cases, are, I understand, very prominent business executives.
In some cases, it might even be an improvement in looks, huh?
I don't know about that. Well, the turnover gets you every time, and it did that time as the Bears fumble, giving the Redskins only 36 yards to move, and Theismann has now improved his numbers to 19 out of 29 for 268 yards. Is kicking off. This will be the last play of the third quarter. Gault out to the 10, 15. Ooh. Fumbles the football, and I believe it had been whistled dead. The play had been whistled dead. It'll be the Bears' ball at the 19-yard line.
Somebody with a 4 on his jersey made that hit. It was a great hit. I think it might have been Rich Mouty, number 84. You know, he's the wide receiver. You don't find many wide receivers that'll make that kind of play. Now, look at him bringing it out. Now, see 84? Look at that hit. Beautiful hit. And especially when you consider it's a wide receiver. I don't even know if they have that in his contract, Frank.
That's the end of the third quarter with the score. The Bears 23, the Redskins 17. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Tomorrow, Purdue and Virginia clash in the Peach Bowl. New Year's Day, see Heisman winner Doug Flutie play his final collegiate game in the Cotton Bowl on CBS Sports. This is CBS.
Opening night, when personal performance is measured in the talents it takes to achieve success in even the most critical eye. At People's Bank, we understand the value of personal performance and feel it is the biggest difference in banking today. Performance by People's Bank. We treat every day like opening night.
Your Toyota dealer's 7-day holiday shopping spree is on now, and the deal you've been looking for is in the bag. Your Toyota dealer is cleaning out his entire year-end inventory, so he wants to talk deals on everything. And new factory incentives to dealers on selected models could save you even more. Bag your year-end deal now on a truck, car, or van. Don't miss your Toyota dealer's great selection during his 7-day holiday shopping spree. Be there.
It's TV's hottest hour, Star Search 85, where tomorrow's stars are lighting up your screen. Join host Ed McMahon,
where we reach for the stars and catch them.
It's a $1.5 million talent hunt, matching singer against singer, dancer against dancer, comic against comic, and model against model. A once-in-a-lifetime shot at superstardom. Join the excitement, join the fun, join the search on Star Search 85.
Tonight, Thelmica, weekday mornings at 6:30.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Subaru, inexpensive and built to stay that way. And by Miller High Life. Welcome to Miller Time.
Lever with Dick Vermeil back at RFK Stadium. Last quarter for one of these teams about to get underway. That's Jack Kent Cooke, the owner of the Redskins, and they're going to have to get a safety belt for his seat in the press box.
I'll tell you, that guy's a great owner because he doesn't care what it costs to win. He gives the coaches everything they need to win. Then he, of course, expects you to win.
Obviously. First and 10 Bears from the 19. Payton takes the handoff from Fuller, gets across the 20, maybe a yard on the play, and Ken Coffey comes up from the strong safety to make the stop. It's interesting what's happened with these injuries with the Redskins. Some of the people who have come on defense particularly, Curtis Jordan, who replaced Mark Murphy when he was hurt, and Murphy is an all-pro last year, played in the Pro Bowl, and he can't get his job back because of this man.
That happens all the time in the National Football League. Another guy gets the opportunity and the playing time, and all of a sudden he's better than the coaches thought he was.
2nd and 8. Bears at their 21. Fuller sending Suey in motion. Going long for Gault. Gault had it for a moment and dropped it. Darrell Green back there on coverage. And Gault saying he hit me on the elbow. That should be pass interference.
Here it is, bump and run coverage right down the sideline. It's right tight. Here's two great track men running for the football. That's a drop pass, not a knockdown pass. Willie Gault should make that play. Darrell Green is maybe one of the few corners in the league that can run with the likes of a Willie Gault.
It's tough to time your pass from a quarterback standpoint when you go to a guy like Gault, isn't it?
Oh, it is. You've got to let the ball go. You cannot hold on to the ball too long because he'll outrun your arm.
3rd and 8 upcoming for the Bears at their 20-yard line. Just underway in the final period. The Bears leading the Redskins 23-17 at stake a berth in the NFC title game next week against the 49ers in San Francisco. Here's Fuller on the rollout. Looking downfield, he's in trouble. Brought behind the line of scrimmage, Malott, number 57, and Brooks, number 69, and the Bears will have to punt.
There's a real heads-up football player. Drilled as a linebacker coming out of Penn State. Played other positions as well, Frank, but he's really a well-disciplined football player. He does what he's supposed to do, then he adds a little impromptu to it like he did there and makes the big play.
A little hard to tell what the wind is doing here. RFK is completely enclosed. It does swirl around a little bit. Finzer back to punt. Nelms standing on his own 40. They've got Green back there, too. But Nelms fields the punt at the 45. Nelms to midfield to the 45 to the 40. Inside the 40 to the 36.
Great punt return. Good overall execution by everybody, Frank.
37 on the punt, 22 on the return, and the tackle made by the punter, D.Finzer.
Now watch this, he gets a nice block by Darrell Green right there on the linebacker, gets another brush block, he gets outside. Now other people have overrun the ball, and he darn near breaks that thing.
13 minutes, 27 seconds left to play in the football game. The Bears leading the Redskins, but the Redskins are coming on.
Okay, you guys go long. Lennox, fake it to Pinto, button up with the Subaru, and I'll hit you with a bullet. You got it? You got it. Yeah! Hike. Watch him, watch him! 2 Mississippi. Where you going? Over there.
The new Subaru sedan is so much larger and more luxurious, you probably won't recognize it. But don't let its good looks fool you. It's still inexpensive and built to stay that way.
Did you ever notice that just when you think you see the whole picture, the picture changes? Technology from a company called TRW lets us look at our world in fresh ways. Because there's more to everything than meets the eye. Tomorrow is taking shape at a company called TRW.
Well, you hate to rely on your punter to save a touchdown with a tackle, but that's what happened that game.
There's number 15, D.Finzer, in the middle of the screen. He's making the tackle. You know, he came into this ball game with 1 tackle to his credit in 16 games. He just made his 2nd one for the year, Frank.
And possibly saved the touchdown, which, coupled with an extra point, would give the Redskins the lead. They were in front 3-0 in the first period. It's been their only lead of the game. 1st and 10 from the 36 of the Bears. They go with Riggins. And Riggins gets to the 34. Well, you mentioned a few moments ago that the Bears have had problems in the 4th quarter. On the other hand, Redskins seem to do well.
They do. You can see right here that the Chicago Bears are minus points in the 4th quarter, where the Redskins are plus points in the 4th quarter.
2nd down, 8. Washington at the Chicago 34-yard line. Didier is wide to the right side. Monk in the slot. Now Monk starts in motion. Theismann back to throw it. Pumps it once, gets rid of the ball, but was under heavy pressure and may have just thrown it away.
You can see what happened on that. Art Monk was the motion man trying to shake the defender, and he fell down. That'll
set up a 3rd and 8. And again, they need some more yardage here to get within Moseley's effective field goal range. At this point, you're talking about a 50-yard field goal attempt, maybe 51 for Moseley.
And Moseley, from that distance, is 12 for 41 in his career, so he'd like to have a little bit closer.
Washington, 6 out of 12.
Looks like
third down conversions.
Looks like they're coming out from Frank.
They're showing blitz fumble. Theismann comes up with the ball, and the Redskins retain possession at the 40-yard line, but that will put them out of the field goal range of Moseley, and the punting crew will come on. Dan Hampton threw there quickly.
This is one reason some people don't like the shotgun, Frank. It was a high snap, and Joe saw the rush coming in, the ball going up high, and he got in between fielding the ball and protecting himself.
Versus shotgun again. The Redskins haven't used it all year. Now you bring it out in the playoffs. Is that the time to bring it out?
You can do it. Yeah. They've had a few high snaps, but you can do it. It isn't as difficult as most people really think it is, especially the fan.
Well, up until this point, Joe Gibbs said he wants no part of it. But he's changed his mind with this Bear defense. High kick. Fair catch. Fisher at about the 10.
Nice punt.
So the Bears will take over 1st and 10 at their own 10-yard line after the 30-yard punt by Jeff Hayes. Bears leading the Redskins by 6.
Last year, car makers spent a record $1 billion in advertising, just to tell you how wonderful their cars are. Fortunately, there's a more objective opinion: car owners. According to a recent survey of all cars in America, import or domestic, Subaru ranks second only to Mercedes in customer satisfaction. And that's the kind of advertising money can't buy. Subaru. Inexpensive and built to stay that way.
Hey, there's only one thing better than success, and that's enjoying it.
Welcome to Miller Time. It's all yours and it's all mine. Bring your thirsty self right here. The rich, smooth taste of Miller beer. Miller beer is what you have in mind. Welcome to Miller Time.
Welcome to the rich, smooth taste of Miller High Life.
Wednesday, Rachel Ward is in danger.
A woman was killed here yesterday.
Burt Reynolds is in love, and his obsession will save or kill them both.
He's gonna blow us away!
Sharky's machine.
That is Curtis Jordan, the Redskin defensive back we were talking about a moment ago, and the word we get from below is that he may have suffered a fractured collarbone. He's putting his jersey back on. He's certainly not intending to come back in the ballgame.
Stay warm, Frank.
The only good news to come out of that, they've got an all-pro to replace him, and in Mark Murphy, who was injured a good portion of the season.
He gets his job back the same way that Curtis Jordan earned his job, through the injury routine.
Bears leading 23-17. But the momentum of late has been with the Redskins. 1st and 10 from the 10. Fuller with the pitch to Payton. Payton is dropped behind the line of scrimmage and then pulls his way forward beyond the 10 out to the 11-yard line. Vintage Walter Payton. That looked like a sure loss on the play.
Watch how tough this guy is. He's deep in the I formation. He's going to toss him the ball. He gets it deep right there. He gets it tucked away. Now he gets turned up inside. He's getting the block right there. He gets up inside. He gets hit right there. Now watch him just keep going. Watch it. He's sacrificing his body. Look at him. He's still fighting and struggling. Not every running back in the National Football League will do that, Frank.
A loss of a couple of yards turned into a gain of a couple of yards. 2nd and 8 for the Bears at their 12. Calvin Thomas in that backfield along with Payton behind Fuller, who retreats to the goal line and is in trouble and down at the 3. Well, the pressure that time applied by the Washington Redskins, who have sacked Fuller for the 3rd time this afternoon. It was Mel Kaufman, 55, and Malott, 57.
Here he is dropping straight back. It looks like he has good protection initially. He has time. He's going to stop up. Here comes Rich Malott again, 57. And it was 55 there, Mel Kaufman, number 55. They did a nice job of getting him. The linebackers coming into this game have 21 sacks between them. They've already picked up about 3 or 4 in this ball game.
It is now 3rd down. The Bears need 16 for the 1st down with the ball at their own 4-yard line. And the battle of the sacks has Fuller's having trouble just trying to call the play in the huddle. He's right beneath the stands, the end zone stands, which are no more than 5 yards from the back of the end zone. And that's got to be the noisiest place on the field because he's in the end zone huddling. He's no more than 7 or 8 yards from the stands.
Fred Silva charged them with a timeout, and Steve Fuller does not like it. And I'll tell you, if there's one referee in the National Football League you don't want to argue with, you don't argue with Fred Silva. He's proud to be the 12th man.
Well, about 55,000 people are in the stands here. They're all proud.
You bet they're proud. I used to think the 12th man was the referee. They didn't even like me.
10 minutes, 41 seconds left to play in the game.
There you are. Look at this, a great shot coming out of the end zone.
They have to get to the 20-yard line, just beyond, to pick up the first down. Oh, Payton takes a tremendous hit at the line of scrimmage and moves it out to about the 7 for a pickup of 3, but the Bears will be punting from the end zone. Ken Coffey, number 48, with the big hit.
Watch the handoff deep in the backfield, and watch this defensive back, Kenny Coffey, number 48, flash. See, there's a hole. Here he comes. Bang! He does a real nice job of putting a hit on Walter Payton.
Redskins should come out with excellent field position as Finzer prepares to punt from the back of the end zone. Nelms is standing, actually, in bare territory at the 48-yard line.
Here's when you evaluate how good your punter is. This guy's good. He got a nice punt up, not very far, but he hung it up there good.
Nelms made the catch and maybe took a little bit of a gamble, not signaling for the fair catch, as he's dropped immediately, but the Redskins are in great shape with a first down at the Bear 40 when we come back right after this.
What do a zipper company in Pennsylvania, a gear manufacturer in Michigan, and a nationwide shoe corporation have in common? They, like thousands of other businesses, have chosen IBM Business Computer Systems to control distribution, speed order processing, and turn out products smoothly. Whatever business you're in, whether you're in zippers, the gear business, or you run a shoe company, an IBM Business Computer System can help.
Pruitt, I want Schmitzen at that meeting. Snow or no snow?
Noonan, I want Schmitzen at that meeting. Snow or no snow?
Boulder, I want Schmitzen at that meeting. Snow or no snow?
Edelmeyer?
You know who to call when you have to get a package there. But what do you do when you have to get a person there? No matter how crazy the weather, you drive a Subaru, or you may get stuck with something else.
This man could be a little nervous. He's Bob Thomas, the Bears kicker. And the reason that the Bears lead is only 6 points is this missed extra point try by Thomas back in the second quarter.
Here it is, Frank, and you know, this guy has a Chicago Bear record going for him right now of 12 straight field goals in a row, and here he misses an extra point.
It could come back to haunt him and the Bears. Redskins, 1st and 10 at the Chicago 40 with 9:52 left to play in the game. The fake to Riggins. Theismann in trouble behind the line of scrimmage and goes down under the rush of Steve McMichael, number 76, the 5th-year man from Texas.
Steve McMichael has done a real good job. He came into this ball game, Frank, with 22.5 career sacks. Take a look at Steve McMichael now. You'll see him flash from the right corner of your screen. He's on Mark May 73. He just threw him to the ground, and here he comes, number 76, to get to the quarterback. Doing a nice job. Had 10 sacks coming into this game. You know what he does? You know what his hobby is? Hunting rattlesnakes. That's got to be tougher than sacking the quarterback, isn't it?
That's got to be a defensive lineman's hobby. It's 2nd down, 16 for the Redskins at the 46 of the Bears. Again, Theismann goes down. We get a flag, and the big hit that time by Richard Dent, and he really leveled Theismann. But the dreaded hanky has fallen.
Offense, number 62, holding, decline, 3rd down.
Here's a shot of it right down ground level. Here's McMichael, Steve McMichael, 76, and you can see Morristown, number 62, reaching around and grabbing him and pulls him away from the quarterback. You've got to call that. he was activated today, he might be having more problems than he normally would because of the lack of playing time.
Give the Bears defense a lot of credit. They have now shoved the Redskins back in their own end of the field. This drive started at the Bears 40. It is now 3rd down, 24 needed for the first down, and the Redskins are back at their 46, and Joe Theismann wants a timeout.
3-second clock had run down, and he didn't want to get called for a penalty.
So Theismann will come to the sidelines for a word with Joe Gibbs. Of course, the winner of this game goes on to San Francisco's Candlestick Park next Sunday afternoon to take on the San Francisco 49ers for the NFC title and the berth in the Super Bowl at Stanford at Palo Alto, either Chicago or Washington. It all gets underway with the NFL Today at 3:30 Eastern Time next Sunday afternoon. Will it be the Bears or the Redskins? The next 9 minutes and 22 seconds will tell the story.
Next week, the NFL Today will be on location out there, Frank, and fortunately, I get to go along with Brent and Jimmy and everybody and get out there and have a great time in my hometown area.
Instead of watching it from up here, you get to watch it from the field.
Right, I can sit
just
up
like
there.
Your old coaching days.
Yeah.
3rd down. Redskins need 24 for the first down at their own 46. Mark in motion. Theismann escapes Hampton. Still looking downfield. Pass is almost intercepted. What in the world was Dent doing down there with Joe Washington? Richard Dent, number 95, was down there helping on the coverage with Joe Washington.
They do peel off defensive ends from time to time in coverage when linebackers have been committed to rush. And of course, not all defensive linemen can do that, and I have seen many times, Frank, where a defensive lineman has been given that assignment, but he didn't carry it out.
Well, Buddy Ryan will tell you that the Bears have 60 different coverages, and they try to put the pressure on everybody and make it very difficult for the quarterback to do a quick read. 4th and 24, Hayes to do the punting. Give the Bears defense tremendous credit. Look at this. Fisher is going to let it bounce at the 5, takes a Redskin bounce, and will be down at the 7-yard line. Oh, that's got to be the kick of the day.
I tell you, he's a pressure player. Pressure player. That had a hang time of 5.1, Frank. That was up in the air a long time.
46 on the puck, nothing on the return. NCAA basketball on CBS coming up next Saturday. Many of you will see North Carolina State go against Kentucky. Jim B's guys against Joe B. Hall's team. And those of you out west will watch a Pac-10 showdown between Oregon State and Washington. And, of course, a special edition of CBS Sports Saturday. Many of the nation's top college players in the 60th annual East-West Shrine Game. That's all next Saturday right here on CBS Sports. Again, the Redskins. And the Bears backed up inside their 10. Manley. Great pressure on Fuller. Almost got him for the safety. He did get it out to the 2 or 3 yard line.
That was a run-blocking action pass. Fake the run all the way. Now take a watch here. They're going to take a look. He makes the fake. See the lineman pull there, and he didn't get over there to trap the Manley where he was supposed to get. Therefore, Manley's in the backfield there. Almost got him by the face mask. That was a trap pass. It is a very effective pass if the guard gets all the way over to trap Dexter Manley.
It is 2nd and 16 for the Bears with the ball marked at their own 3-yard line. Fuller sending Gault wide left. Darrell Green will cover him. Brad Anderson is wide to the right. He's got Vernon Dean on him. And Fuller from the end zone gets it out to Payton at about the 7. Payton to the 10 and run out of bounds. Looks to be short of the first down around the 15 or 16 yard line. They needed to net the 19 for the first. And they're going to spot it at about the 16.
You see Payton on the left-hand corner of your screen. He sets, he comes outside, he's running a little option route on the linebacker. He turns out nicely. There the ball is to him. Now you got to make that tackle. And Malott, number 57, doesn't miss many, but on that guy, you got to get both arms and your head across the bow. Take a look, Okowitz, number 52. He's hunting him up. Here comes Butts being powered. They got 2 people blocking him. Here comes Manley charging in there. Holy mackerel, what a war going on inside the trenches.
3rd down, Bears need 4 for the first down from their 15.
We're about out of time, Frank.
Fuller caught behind the line. grabbed at the 6-yard line by Malott. Oh, he's played a game. Rich Malott, one of the Redskins who was injured earlier this year, had an elbow injury and has come back to play one of his best games.
I think he's going to get the defensive game ball if they win the game today. He has really played well. It looked like to me this was a design rollout. Start straight back, now go to your right, now roll on out. See, maybe not. I can't tell by here, but there's Malott coming up and contain and does a nice job of pulling him down. That's 3 sacks, I think, for him today.
Actually, 3.5 the way they figure it out of the 5 that the Redskins have recorded.
Now, you're given credit for a half a sack, Frank, when another guy gets there with you and helps you get him down.
Mike Ditka talking to David Finzer. Of course, Mike is one of a Tom Landry protege in the playoffs, along with Dan Reeves of Denver.
The people at Penn State are really, really high on this guy, Rich Malott. They're very proud of what he's done in the National Football League.
Peach Bowl comes your way tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern Time on CBS as our holiday football coverage continues. Purdue and Virginia will be locking horns in Atlanta, Georgia, and then New Year's Day, Tuesday at 1:30 Eastern Time. You'll see Heisman Trophy winner Doug Flutie, his final college appearance as he goes for the BC Eagles against the Southwest Conference co-champion Houston Cougars. That's right here on CBS Sports. Again, Finzer backed up 8 yards deep in the end zone, and again Nelms standing at about midfield. 8 minutes, 11 seconds left to play in the game, and Finzer's going to take a safety. He talked it over with Mike Ditka on the sidelines, and rather than risk a possible touchdown here with a block kick or giving the Redskins great field position, they're going to take the safety, which will make it 23-19. Of course, the Bears will have to kick it away. It looks like a few guys on the Bears bench are looking around saying, what was that for?
They were surprised. I was not surprised. I wouldn't say that would be the same thing I would do or a lot of other coaches would do, but I think it is a good decision on his part. The field goal can't beat him anyway. The touchdown's going to beat him. Here it is right now. He's taking that snap. People expect him to punt the ball. He just steps out the back of the end zone, giving him the safety. Now he can move the ball out to the 20-yard line, get the free punt, and really give the Washington Redskins much more yards to, many more yards rather, to go to score.
You think it's a good call?
I think it's a good call.
As you said, now the Redskins still need a touchdown to win this football game. They're 4 points down, so a field goal isn't going to pull it out.
It doesn't change anything other than, you know, even if before they needed the touchdown, 2 field goals would have said it as a tie. See?
Well, may or may not come back to haunt Mike Ditka. And only time will tell. Ditka wants to give his defense a little better field position to work against the Redskins offense. And so with the free kick, Finzer can punt it away from the 20-yard line, and Nelms will be deep. There's the time remaining in the football game. Nelms counting heads to make sure there are 11 Redskins on the field. That's all the help he can get.
Got it up pretty high.
And a little bit short. Nelms at the 35 to the 40, 45, 50, and down to the 45-yard line. So I don't know if they gained that much.
No, didn't get it. Was not a real good punt. But not a good punt. A good job of special team execution by the Washington Redskins, and of course Mike Nelms, one of the fine punt returners.
So Finzer's got to be a little unhappy. He didn't get more of his foot into that ball because the Redskins again come up with excellent field position. Last time they punted from that area, they were down on the 40-yard line to begin with.
Take a look at the punter there now. He had a free kick. Now he's got to go in and get involved with the tackle again. He's on the tackling chart 3 times this year.
First and 10, Redskins at the Bear, 45-yard line, straight out pass. Theismann trying to get it away, slips Hampton's grasp and throws the football away.
This could have been putting the ball down. Look at Ditka. That's it, Mike. Get mad.
Well, he thought that, you know, the rule says, again, it calls on the official to do a little mind reading to determine whether or not in the official's judgment that he was just throwing the football to avoid a loss. And the official, Fred Silva, the referee, said no.
No, that's a matter of judgment right there.
Receiver in the area means nothing. It's all in the official's judgment, whether or not he thinks that quarterback was throwing that ball deliberately to avoid a loss.
They're in that 46 defense again, Frank.
2nd and 10 for the Redskins at the Bear 45. Theismann over the middle to Monk. Close to a first down at the 35-yard line. Again, depending on where they spot it.
I think he got the first down.
Durson making the stop for the Chicago Bears.
Watch Art Monk in the slot in the three-point stance, number 81, right there on Dave Durson, 21. He beat him inside, just looking for the little quick slant, first down, I think. When you're in trouble, Frank, you go to Art Monk. That's all there is to it.
And that's the 9th time they've gone to him for a total of 120 yards. First down, Redskins at the Bear 35. Joe Gibbs, who actually took a day off during this 2-week period, little duck hunting.
Went goose hunting and duck hunting with the sun. He said, you know, Dick, I couldn't believe how beautiful the sun is when it comes up in the sloughs. I just couldn't believe it, how beautiful. Everyone thought I was crazy seeing all that kind of beauty in there.
And Mike Ditka didn't take any days off. He worked on the 49ers for a week. Figured he'd be there. Here's Theismann. Protection good this time. Now he's got some problems. Joe Theismann, who's run more today than he has all year, delivers the pass downfield and connects to Don Warren, who is seldom used as a receiver by the Redskins. And that'll be right at the 25-yard line, and that is another first down for Washington.
Now you're going to see play action fake, movement right there. Here's a little fake to Riggins again. Now watch him scramble back. Now watch him scramble. Here comes a rush right there. He starts to pump the ball. He can't get it. He starts scrambling. He gets around Wachter, number 70. He's out there. Here comes Singletary. He gets the ball off to Dave Warren. And I'll tell you, Warren probably went into the scramble drill right there. Broke his pattern off and got over.
Theismann may still be the difference in this game. First down, Redskins just inside the Bear 25.
Audible, Frank. Audible is going deep.
Theismann throwing the ball away down the far sideline. Muhammad was the closest receiver to it.
Mr.
Getting up slowly.
Yeah, he's getting tired of rushing that quarterback. You know, in the second half, they've been throwing the ball so much more. That means he's rushing the passer all the time. Plus, he's rushing around that 305-pound guy over there. That takes a lot out of you.
Joe Theismann now 21 completions and 35 tries for 289 yards. In addition to that, he's picked up 38 yards rushing in 5 carries. So Joe T's got him a workout. 2nd and 10.
Take a look, Joe. It's the blitz down. All up the front, Frank.
Theismann looks far side, delivers the football for Muhammad, but he couldn't find it.
He had to get rid of it early because, again, that Mr. Steve McMichaels, number 76, was right in there and didn't give him time.
That'll set up a 3rd and 10, assuming they don't pick up the first down here. Be interesting to see if they go for the field goal. A lot of pressure that time, once again on Joe Theismann. And McMichael, number 76, in the forefront.
They're taking an awful long time, Frank. That clock's down to 10 seconds, 9 seconds already. They're going to have trouble getting it off, and that's tough if you can't audible now.
4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Just got it away. Theismann on 3rd and 10. Loses the ball. However, it's going to be rolled an incompleted forward pass. They say his arm was in motion. That time it was Al Harris, number 90, who was in there quickly.
A lot of pressure on him. I'll tell you, there's extra pressure on the quarterback when you see that clock going down. That clock's going down. See number 90, Al Harris, standing there right to the right of your screen. There he's coming. He's picked up by little Joe Washington. It's a physical mismatch, and Harris gets in there. Joe Washington at about 5'9", 178 pounds.
41-yard field goal attempt by Moseley, who hit earlier this afternoon from 25 yards out.
He's only 1 for 5 this year at this distance.
It's long enough. It is no good. Moseley has missed it left. So Moseley, after hitting his last 6 of the regular season and the field goal of 25 yards in the first half, misses this one.
Straight on kicker, fans. You don't see many of these. I think he's the only one. There's the ball coming, and there it goes. It's heading right to the kicker's left, our right, outside the crossbar. Take a look. Let's see if we can watch his reaction. Nice follow through, nice for him. He knows he missed it. He knows he missed it.
That would have brought the Redskins to within 1 point. Mike Ditka's reaction on the sideline. We get a break. And more important, the Bears get the ball in favorable field position for the first time in quite some time.
There's no better way to end a perfect day than to head for the best beer you can find.
Welcome to Miller Time.
At Miller High Life, we begin with nature's finest ingredients. Then we brew our beer so it contains no additives, no preservatives, so nothing comes between you and the taste of just pure beer.
Welcome to Miller Time.
Each member of the U.S. ski team has their own individual way of going down the mountain. And while they may not agree on what equipment should get them to the bottom, they do agree on what equipment should get them to the top. Subaru, official car of the U.S. ski team since 1976.
Tonight, he's a private eye trying to get his son to follow in his footsteps.
Why does my father do this to me?
Jack Warden, John Rubenstein.
How's it going, son?
Crazy like a fox.
Mark Moseley, who missed the field goal, becomes a free agent after this season. That probably didn't help his negotiating situation, Eddie.
There's old Dan Hampton. Maybe his hunch is right, Frank, huh? Number 99.
We've got 6 minutes, 11 seconds to go. Last 2 times, the Bears had the football. They were inside their 10. This time, they started the previous line of scrimmage, which is the 24-yard line, after the missed field goal attempt.
You really have to give the Bears defensive coaching staff a lot of credit for the super job they have done. Buddy Ryan and Jim LaRue.
Fuller has hit 8 out of 13 as the Bears have thrown it sparingly but effectively. Payton around the right side looking for his opening, and Payton has 8, maybe 9 yards on the play. Waiting for his blockers.
This is the old Green Bay sweep. Pull both guards, lead with the back. Take a look now. The quarterback's going to reach out, hand the ball. See both guards pulling there. There's Mark Mort, 62. There he is. He's out behind the other guard there, right now, number 79. See, right? He's going to get the block. Good job there, Mr. Becker. He's turning, spinning. He steps on his own man, then gets put to the ground. There's Mr. Mark Bortz, who got a block on the backside left guard. Kurt Becker really got the key block, number 79, at the right guard position.
McKinnon, who played at wide receiver earlier, is not in there right now. They've got Brad Anderson. Suey tried to pick up the first down and is contained behind the line of scrimmage at the 32-yard line for a loss of a yard or 2 in the play. Matt Suey stopped by the Redskin defense. Redskins have been rather remarkable on defense themselves. Only 2 different players that have started all 16 games.
Frank, how'd you like to run into this great big Dave Butts? See, now Suey's going to cut back. Now there comes Dave Butts at about 295 pounds, and he's just going to bring him down to the ground. That's it, Matt. Hold on to that football. I would say that Kurt Becker, for the most part, the right guard, has done a pretty good job on Dave Butts today.
3rd down, about a yard and a half now, needed for the first down for the Bears at their 33. Big play here. Payton driving forward close to the 35-yard line, and it is going to be close for the first. Again, depending on where they spot it, it would appear that the Bears got the first down. Yes. Fred Silva, the referee, indicating first down for the Bears, who would like nothing more than now to work on that clock, which, as you can see, just over 4 minutes left to play in the game, and the Bears nursing a 4-point advantage over the Redskins at 23-19. Mike Ditka, as we said, a protege of Tom Landry. Said he learned a lot of things from Landry, mainly consistency and fairness. He said were the 2 biggest things. Payton almost caught behind the line, and now he is caught, trapped behind the line of scrimmage at the 33-yard line as the Redskins kept stringing it out until Ken Coffey, number 48, got to Walter Payton.
Frank, that's the old Green Bay sweep as run by Green Bay. Really, the same way they put the fullback, he blocks the defensive end in this case.
Green and Gault doing a little shoving, exchanging a few words.
I noticed during the ball game that Gault, number 83, was doing a real good job of blocking on the run, and maybe Darrell Green just didn't like that time.
Oh, Willie's a little tougher than a lot of people give him credit for.
He's one of the toughest track men I've ever seen, you know.
Second down, 12 for the Bears at their 33-yard line. Payton, 21 carries, 94 yards. Fuller throwing. Shoestring catch made over at the far sideline, but not much picked up on that particular play as the reception goes to McKinnon, who's back in there.
The fourth quarter really hasn't been a big quarter for the Bears, but they're turning that around right now.
There are the stats, and you can see that they are really in a hole compared to the Redskins in fourth quarter scoring.
They're minus 24 points where the Redskins are minus 25. And early in the game, I made a mistake and I said minus 77. That's where they are really for the game. They've given up 77 more points defensively than they have scored.
Timeout, 2 minutes, 54 seconds left to play in the game. And the Bears leading the Redskins 23-19. I imagine you're looking forward to that trip west.
I might even take a little drive right across that Golden Gate. Head up to the Napa Valley.
If you were Bill Walsh, and you know Bill as well as most people, I know he's a good friend, you've coached with him and all, who would you rather play, the Bears or the Redskins?
Who would I rather play if I were Bill Walsh? I'll tell you, I can't answer that. You know, I would say I'd rather play the Bears, really, because, again, Theismann is the kind of guy, you know, he can beat you by himself, you know, and I'm not so sure. And Fuller's doing a great job today that he could do it 2 weeks in a row.
Well, we're expecting to get Bill Walsh with us live on the post-game show, so maybe he can answer that question for you.
Probably better than I did. You had me backpedaling there, I'll tell you.
Third down and 7. Big play again for the Bears in this drive. They're at their 37-yard line. Fuller looking downfield, intended for Moorhead, the tight end, and out of the reach at the 45-yard line. And the Bears will have to give the football back and put the onus directly on the Redskins' highly touted offense and the Bears' #1 ranked defense. Ditka with an affectionate hug there for his quarterback, Fuller, considering he's missed the time he has with the shoulder separation. He's done a remarkable job.
There's a time to be at your best, Frank, and if you are truly the best defense in football, it's now time to prove it.
See if Finzer come up with a big kick this time. High and a little bit short, but it takes a bear hop inside the 25 and will be down at the 19-yard line. So Joe Theismann will come on the field 81 yards away from putting the Redskins ahead. And keep in mind, field goal won't help them. They need a touchdown to move on in the playoffs. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left to play in the game. 44 on the punt, nothing on the return.
You know, as effective as the blitz and dogs have been on those early downs, I think for the Bears, I wouldn't be conservative. I'd just keep going after them. Heck with it.
You know, we talked earlier about playoff experience. This is where it should come in handy for the Redskins.
If it doesn't come in handy now, it's not going to come in handy, Frank.
Theismann, 21 out of 37, 289 yards. First and 10 Redskins at their 18. Big rush, hit by Dent as he delivers the football, and Bell had a certain interception and couldn't hang on to it. Todd Bell, the safety, had running room in front. And Dent put the big rush on Theismann, and a lot came off of that pass. And the Bears bench is getting a little bit nervous right now. You saw Mitch Frank, the young tight end, number 89.
Take a look at Dent, number 89 there, coming around the outside. 99, rather, Hampton, 95. Dent coming all the way around the outside of big Jacoby, and he has trouble. Joe has a little trouble. Now he has the ball all locked up there for the interception, and he drops it. Oh, gosh. If there's a time to catch it, Mr. Bell, that's the time.
Second and 10. Redskins at their 18. Each team has one timeout left. Again, pressure on Theismann. He's flushed out of the pocket and caught from behind at the 15-yard line. And again, it was Dent The second-year man from Tennessee State, who set all the school records there, broke the record set by Claude Humphrey and by Ed Too Tall Jones, and is the premier sack man in the NFC this year.
Here we go. Now, that sack was actually caused by the coverage taking away the pattern downfield. He gets back there. You'll see Hampton inside being worked on by Rush Graham, 68. Now, you see Dent coming around 95 right there. He flushes him right up there and gets him from the backside. I really give credit to the coverage downfield on that one, Frank.
And he's working against a Pro Bowler in Joe Jacoby, the 300-pounder. Dent has 3 sacks. Redskins have a 3rd and 13 coming up at their 15-yard line. Sideline throw will get him back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
I don't know why you'd throw it short, Joe.
Dave Durson, number 22 on the tackle, Art Monk on the reception, and that will run the clock down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in the game. The Bears leading the Redskins 23-19. We'll be right back.
Giving that extra effort makes winners be all you can be, sponsored by the U.S. Army. With his natural speed and grace, few doubted that Eric Dickerson would succeed in the NFL. But the Ram running back complements his considerable talent with second effort, making him as hard to bring down as he is to run down. And by utilizing all his talents, Eric Dickerson in just his second year has shattered O.J. Simpson's single-season rushing record, proving that he consistently is the best he can be.
Do you have anything in aviation?
The Army's most technical training
Are there any openings in communications?
is also the Army's most popular training.
I'd really like computers.
So it pays to have a reservation.
Electronics.
If you qualify, you can get a guaranteed reservation for the training you want up to 12 months in advance, even if you're still in high school.
We'll see you after graduation.
It's great.
Thank you. Congratulations.
It is 4th down and perhaps the last stand for the Washington Redskins in the 1984 NFL playoffs.
Now what do you do, Frank, if you're calling the defense? Do you go ahead and run blitzes, or do you drop off and cover?
We'll find out momentarily. Joe Theismann going against the #1 defense in the NFL. 4th and 10. Redskins on their own 18. They need a touchdown. They go down the far sideline. Overthrown for Muhammad. And the Bears will take over at the Washington 18-yard line. They need only now to run out the remaining 1 minute and 54 seconds. And the Redskins have only 1 timeout left. And the Bears doing a little bit of celebrating over on the far side.
It goes back again, Frank, to giving credit to those defensive coaches, the Chicago Bears and their players. They've done a great job, a super job, keep pressure, and you cannot win if you're going to get sacked a number of times. It really is tough, unless you turn around and sack their quarterback.
And offensively, Fuller has done an amazing job. 9 out of 15, 211 yards. The big one for 75 yards to Gault in the first half. And Payton has rushed for 94 yards and 21 carries. 1st and 10 Bears at the Redskin 18-yard line. They have silenced this crowd as Suey takes the handoff and carries to the 15.
Redskins have been sacked 7 times, Frank. How many times did they get after the Bears?
5 times. 5 sacks on Fuller as the Redskins call timeout with 1:47 to go. And the Chicago Bears look like they're heading to San Francisco, and the Redskin fans are heading for the exits. That was the Redskins' last time out. Coming up, the NFL postgame show. Brent, Irv, and Jimmy the Greek will all be on hand. And I guess we can pretty well say right now that it'll be the Chicago Bears of Mike Ditka against the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship game. That's a look at the Washington bench and Art Monk, who's had a great day just staring ahead into nothingness. Nothing to compare with this feeling.
They haven't had to experience that feeling in recent years, you know, other than the Super Bowl and getting beaten in the Super Bowl. So, but there's always been a team on the other side experiencing that. Now they know what it feels like.
2nd and 7. Payton back to the line of scrimmage. We're going to go into the Bears locker room after the game. We'll talk to Mike Ditka and some of his victorious team. There he is. How about that? First time that the Redskins have lost a playoff game at home in 44 years, and the first time that the Bears have won a playoff game since 1963. Joe Theismann looking on as the final 1 minute and 15 seconds of his year winds down, but it's been a good year for him.
It's been a very good year for him. It really has. A lot of people will probably blame him and all that kind of stuff because they didn't win the day, because the quarterback takes the blame more often than not. But I don't think he's responsible for the day.
Fuller handing off to Payton, who will carry it down to the 12-yard line. That'll set up 4th down. And 5 needed for the first down, but no way the Redskins can stop the clock. Joe Jacoby, who has had his hands full this afternoon with young Richard Dent, perhaps come away with new respect for that young Bear defensive lineman.
He had respect for him going into the ball game. When I talked to him in the locker room on Friday, he knew he was going to have his hands full.
Well, the Bear defense against the 49er offense. That should be interesting.
It will be. Bill Walsh has always done a great job of attacking the unusual defense.
30-second clock ran down prior to the snap. With 22 seconds left to play in the game, the Bears will be set back 5 yards for delay of game. And Fuller going over to the sidelines for a word with head coach Mike Ditka. Fuller was a tremendous athlete at Clemson University. Great all-sports star. As you look at some members of the Redskin bench, that's Calvin Muhammad, who came over from the Raiders and did such a great job for him during the course of the year. He cost him a 4th-round pick, but Joe Gibbs thinks he has something that will make him great. Jordan, who will leave with a broken collarbone, to doing such a great year this year, filling in for Mark Murphy at the safety position.
Now he has 2 pains, the pain of a loss and the pain of a broken shoulder, broken collarbone.
Which hurts more?
I think the loss.
The Bears all pumped up. See the man in the middle there with the gray hair? That's Greg Landry.
That's Coach Ed Hughes, the quarterback coach and offensive coordinator, with the game plan in his hand, talking to Mike.
When Greg Landry came into the league, Willie Gault told us yesterday he was 8 years old.
Yeah.
Not Greg, Willie.
He saw him walk in the locker room, start putting on a uniform. He said, well, who the heck is this guy?
Had a business suit on, tie, and he said, what are they letting these guys in the locker room for?
The gray
Somebody
hair.
said, that's your quarterback. And the next Sunday against Detroit, he found out he was his quarterback because he caught a touchdown pass from him. So all the emotion of seeing your season go down the drain on the Redskins bench as the Bears have really overcome a hurdle here. This Washington crowd and a fine Redskin team. 4th down play. Walter Payton down inside the 10 and looks like he may have the first down at the 9-yard line. Clock still moving with 14 seconds. It is a first down. The Bears don't have to run off another play, and that will put Payton over 100 yards on the afternoon. 106 yards on 24 carries. We got the clock stopped with 8 seconds to go. And the fans are starting to come on the field, and Ditka has come across and already shaking hands with Joe Gibbs. But the officials are saying, wait a minute, we got 8 more seconds to play. And the reason they stopped the clock, the Redskins are out of timeouts, is because apparently a measurement's been demanded by the Redskins. I wonder if Mike's going to have to come across and shake hands again.
I doubt it. Joe Gibbs is a great football coach. He's got a lot of class. And, boy, I wish I could explain to the fans the feeling you have as a coach when you've just lost a ball game of this.
Hold everything. They did not get the first down, and the Redskins offense is going to get one more play, or how many they can put in 8 seconds. They are 91 yards away from winning this football game.
Where's Flutie? Remember that?
Flutie is the guy they need right now. He's in Dallas, getting ready for the Cotton Bowl, which you'll see on CBS Tuesday. Have to wait on Tuesday to see Mr. Flutie in action. I think the Bears will have a few players deep.
I think they'll have a couple guys. I know this, they won't run a safety blitz.
Another official discussion here prior to the snap. Nothing to do here but the old Hail Mary. Hope they bat it around a while. Maybe you get a pass interference called at midfield and maybe get another shot at it.
Or the pass interference penalty downfield, Frank.
Bears have got 3 men deep standing on the 40-yard line. In fact, they're backing them up to midfield. 8 seconds to go. There's the Hail Mary. Ball is jarred loose. Still 1 second left on the clock. So they'll get another pop at it. This is kind of prolonging the agony, isn't it?
It is. And I'll tell you, talk about agony. That was the feeling I was trying to explain to the fans. When you're the head coach and deeply involved in a ball game like this, and you know it's gone, you've lost it, and you can appreciate all the good things that have happened, but right now at this time, they don't mean very much to you. It just tears you apart inside.
Stay tuned. Lots more to come at our post-game show. We'll hear from Bill Walsh of San Francisco. We'll go in the Bears locker room, talk to a lot of happy Bears, including Mike Ditka, and maybe have a couple of surprises. 2nd and 10. Time is gone. Intercepted on the last play of the game. The interception pulled down by Mike Richardson. It has ended. The Bears are on their way to San Francisco for the NFC Championship game next Sunday afternoon against the 49ers, 23-19. So the strategy didn't work out badly for Mike Ditka, taking the safety. No. Been a great football game. And the Bears come out on top by 4 on the road in Washington. The executive producer of the NFL on CBS, Terry O'Neill. Our senior producer, Charles H. Milton III. Our producer in Washington today, Bob Stenner. And our director, Robert Fishman. Outstanding job by all of these gentlemen responsible for providing the pictures. Bears into their locker room. A happy bunch. There's Mike Ditka. Followed by a platoon of cameramen. 81, there's Jay Saldi, the former Dallas Cowboy. Must be strange for him being in the championship game with the Bears.
They're excited. You know, I think this is probably good for football to see other teams go ahead and advance into championship games. But boy, when you're the Washington, it's not, you know, it's not that way at all. Great job.
Boy, is Mike happy.
Oh. That's a great feeling. That's 360 degrees opposite of the other locker room.
23-19, the Chicago Bears beat the Washington Redskins. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports.
GCA, this is Army 212, 7 miles northwest, low fuel, heavy weather.
Army 212, radar contact, turn right, heading 150.
With a fog-bound helicopter hanging on your every word. It doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman, only that you're good.
Slowly.
Roger.
Overlanding threshold.
Be all that you can be.
Thanks for your help.
Roger.
You can do it in the Army.
Americans have a peculiar image of the Frenchman, wearing expensive clothes, surrounded by beautiful women, and sipping champagne. Not true, although I must admit I do enjoy my champagne. Thank you. It's J. Roger champagne. It's deliciously crisp, dry, and yet romantically subtle. It fits my simple lifestyle. J. Roger, perfect for a quiet night at home. J. Roger champagne, one of life's simple pleasures.
No company can simply deliver a computer and feel it has delivered on the promise of office automation. At Wang, we provide service and support along with our computers so that the people who use them will always be able to perform to their fullest potential. Wang, we put people in front of computers.
There's something you can use almost anywhere you travel.
Only 3 days left, counselor.
Then it's back to the courtroom in three-piece lawsuits. It's used more than any other.
Hey, I paid last time.
For travel, shopping, entertaining, and cash. Objection. I picked up dinner in Santa Barbara.
Overruled. Who bought supplies at Bodega Bay?
Immaterial. There's very little you can't do with Visa.
Let's be reasonable, counselor. You buy.
It's all you need.
The Chicago Bears upset the Washington Redskins 23-19, and now it will be Chicago and San Francisco for the NFC Championship. The Redskins had closed to within 6 points, Terry, in the third quarter. It was 16-10, and then Steve Fuller, and you called it at the half. You said, Brent, he's doing a pretty good job. He's not making a big mistake. No big mistake. In fact, he's about to come up with a big play, as we'll show you right here. And it was Dennis McKinnon breaking free in the end zone.
It was a good job of scrambling. We talked earlier that this guy really does throw well on the run. He gets the coverage back, then he moves up the run, and they come up, and then lo and behold, Dennis McKinnon eases in the corner, pops him with the football.
Terry, you were out on the sideline, and you came back and said, Brent, I haven't seen folks hit this hard in a long time.
I really have, and one of the reasons everybody would say, won't you come on inside and get out of the way? I said, you know, I've never witnessed this kind of hitting before, and I really wanted just to stay and get the full impact of it, and I guarantee you, it was one of the hardest hitting games I've ever, well, witnessed. I've played in some, but never witnessed.
All right, Terry, we got Irv Cross inside the locker room now, the victorious Chicago Bears. Let's go to Irv.
Well, victorious indeed, Brent. Of course, there's a great celebration in here, and the man, of course, is most proud of these Bears is right here, Mike Ditkin. Congratulations, Mike.
Well, I appreciate so much. I just can't tell you how proud I am. This was, we talked about it, took 49 men. We're not a pretty football team. We just try to be resourceful, and I can't tell you how proud I am of these guys. We set out to do something early, and it worked out for us.
You know, one of the resourceful moments in the ball game is when you're elected to take a safety deep into your territory instead of going for the first down under. Tell us about that strategy.
Well, I tell you, really, I don't know if I was right or wrong, but I felt at that time if we could move the ball out a little bit, they weren't going to score another touchdown on our defense. I knew that we still had a chance to put us ahead by 4 points. Even if they scored a touchdown, 3 points from us would have tied it again. So I thought it was the right thing at the right time. I don't know if it was or not.
Well, Mike, you had a lot of players banged up coming in this ball game. How did you come out of it?
Well, we probably didn't come out of it any worse. Terry Schmidt's not going to be able to play, but I think we found that Frazier can play. You found that Dewerson can play on defense. And, you know, we got our work cut out. We're going up against the best team in football next week, but that seems the way we played all year. We go up against the best. We just try to do the best we can.
All right. Thanks a lot, and congratulations, Mike. Brent, well, hold, stay right here. Stay right here. All right, go ahead, Brent.
All right, Irv, I want Mike to stay close because we do have the victorious Bill Walsh yesterday, who directed the San Francisco 49ers to that win over the New York Giants. And I know, Coach Walsh, you have got some words on Mike Ditka's performance today with the Bears, too.
Well, great victory. Super effort on both sides. I think it was a great game for the National Football League, and both teams looked awesome. So we've got our work cut out for us.
Bill, coming up to this weekend, were you preparing for Mike, and were you thinking that it might be the Bears this weekend rather than next?
Well, we knew sooner or later we'd probably play the Bears. They're a great team. They may have the best defense football seen in many, many years. And Mike has done a great job bringing that thing back together. Just a super attitude, and I think it'll be a great game next week.
Mike, what do you think about the 49ers now?
Well, they're the best team in football. I think what's great about it, though, is that this is what football should be. And maybe today it wasn't as glamorous as some people would like it, but it was on grass, and it was a way people like to play the game. And I saw a lot of dirty uniforms. I like that. I think the guys really appreciate it today. And we're gonna try to play our best next week. And I hope it is a credit to the National Football League, because I love this league. I love everything it stands for.
Coach Walsh, I think you're in for a football game the way Mike is talking about next week already.
Anybody that plays the Bears is in for a football game, I'll guarantee you.
Thank you, Bill. Great year for you. I just can't say enough about your team.
Well, we have great regard for you guys.
All righty.
Bill, thank you very much for being with us this afternoon. We're going to hear from some more of the Bear players when we continue with the post-game show here on CBS in just a moment.
You know, one of the best things about being an ex-big leaguer is getting freebies to the game. Call the front office, bingo. And once these fans recognize me, I probably won't even have to pay for my light beer from Miller. I love them. These fans know I drink light because it's less filling and it tastes great. Good seats, huh?
You're in the wrong seat, buddy. Come on.
Oh, I'm must be in the front row.
Come on. Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Good seats, hey, buddy? He missed the tag! He missed the tag!
The Honda Prelude. Some people like to drive it wide open.
Among the analysts on CBS Sports Saturday and Sunday are experts in the fields of gymnastics, speed skating, boxing, figure skating, and human nature. But who's the guy without the gold medal?
Well, Terry, you had some thoughts about next week's NFC Championship game.
Well, I think one of the things that is going to make it such a great game is that you're going to match the NFC's top offense with one of the great quarterbacks in Montana versus the blitzing Bear defense, the greatest defense in the National Football Conference. It's a true confrontation in what championship games are made of.
All right, we want to hear what Jimmy the Greek has got to say about it. He is upstairs right now with Frank Lieber and Dick Vermeil, so let's go up to Frank.
This was the man that before the season gave you the Bears in San Francisco in the championship game, right?
And here they are.
You're right, but you waffled a little bit before the ball game today.
I did, because of Theismann over Fuller. Had it been McMahon, there wouldn't have been any doubt in my mind about it. I'm ashamed of myself for dogging it, really.
All right, let's look ahead to next week. Who do you like?
The 49ers will have to be a favorite, approximately about 10 points. And there's no question about it. They're the better team. They've got a better quarterback once again, Montana, and they'll put some points on the board where the Redskins didn't do so well.
How about a word on Pittsburgh and Denver, which is just about to get
You've got to take Elway because he's evasive. He's now a quarterback who's experienced, and he'll be the difference in the game.
5, please. We'll do a complete workup.
Today belonged to the teams whose seasons were supposed to end today. But the Bears beat the Redskins and the Steelers beat the Broncos. The Bears were outplayed in the first quarter today, but a second period turnover got the Bears untracked after Theismann to Joe Washington. Watch the hit by Todd Hall, number 25. He really lays one into Washington. The fumble, Wilson scoops it up for Chicago, and the Bears got a tying field goal as a result. It was 3-all in the second quarter. Then it was a 65-yard Bears drive. Steve Fuller to Calvin Thomas for 13 yards, but tack on 15 more for roughing the passer, and the Bears were on Washington's 25. One of two big offensive plays. The Bears show run, Payton passes, the vacated space, Pat Dunsmore, 10-3 Bears at the half. Second play, second half, the second big play. Happiness is getting an Olympic sprinter, Willie Gault, into an open field. They did. Good for 75 yards from Fuller, a 16-3 Chicago lead. But back came the Redskins. It was Theismann to Didier for 29 yards. This pass play set up a Riggins touchdown from the one. It was 16-10 Bears. Then the Bears scored again. After a big pass to Matsui, it was Dennis McKinnon for 16 yards and a touchdown. That made it 23-10. But Washington's Rich Malott recovered a fumble. Theismann went right back to Didier, this time for 26 yards. Another Riggins touchdown as a result, 23-17. With Washington pressuring the Bears, they took a safety on purpose, which with just under 7 minutes left, the Bears defense held off Washington, and the Bears won 23-19. They'll play against San Francisco.
A resolution screen, too, for better graphics, and runs thousands of business programs. In fact, it's more computer for the money to put your business ahead of the game.
Your move.
The AT&T Personal Computer. Call AT&T Information Systems when you've got to be right.
Tired of those high fuel prices? Well, guess what? They're not getting any lower. Fight back with the Attic Blanket from Owens Corning. It's the most powerful roll of thermal protection you can buy. Before fuel bills put you in the red, get the attic blanket and put your house in the pink. Owens Corning, our building products put your house in the pink.
Over the years, we've watched old number 51 retire a lot of ball carriers, but tonight we're going to retire him. So let's do it his way. Turn over those wine glasses and bring on the Lowenbrow.
Just remember, if you guys start messing up, I'm coming back. Let it be Lowenbrow.
Now, Plymouth wraps Horizon in a special value package with automatic transmission at no extra cost. 550 Plymouth Horizon, power steering, 2.2-liter engine, and more. Plus automatic transmission at no extra cost. All this just $68.77. Match it. And only Horizon is backed with a 550 protection plan. The 550 Plymouth Horizon. Match it if you can. Plymouth, best built, best backed American cars.
In each of the last 2 seasons, Joe Gibbs has taken the Washington Redskins into the Super Bowl. It was not to be today, but he remains one of the classiest coaches in this league. He's standing by right now with Irv Cross, so let's go to Irv.
Down here with Coach Gibbs, of course, is still pondering the ball game. And Coach, your overall reactions?
Well, I just think that the Bears did a great job. It's their day. They made some big plays, and we came up a couple short, and they did a great job on us. I felt like, one of the bigger plays is when we go for it on 4th down and make it, and we lose Kenny Huff, and we have to reshuffle everything again. I think the day goes to them. They did a great job. They earned it. We couldn't make the plays, and I've been proud of our guys all year. We've had to overcome a lot, fought our heart out. I'm proud to be a Redskin, proud of our players, and I just think the day goes to the Bears, though. They deserve it, and they did a great job.
Coach, well, I know you're really concerned about the Bears' pass rush. You've been saying all along, you had to stop that. How did you feel you could stop it? They had some success against you.
Well, they did. I think that, our guys fighting their guts out in there, they're very good. They have a great pass rush. They're rated #1, of course, and across the board, they got very talented. They have a good scheme. We felt like we were all set going in. We put in some things, the shotgun, even stuff like that we felt like would really help us, but it wasn't enough. They did a great job, and they still got pressure on us, got pressure on Joe. I think Joe and everybody was fighting their guts out. It's just one of those things where we came up short, and the Bears deserve it, and it was a great year. I thank God to get the opportunity to be here and coach here, and but the day belongs to Chicago, and they deserve it, and everybody out there say congratulations to them. It just wasn't the Redskins' day.
Thanks for being with us, Coach. Okay. Brent?
All right, Irv, thank you very much. And Terry Bradshaw, I guess we could conclude by saying that Steve Fuller was good enough.
Well, it's funny, but you keep saying that one negative part of the game in the offense for the Bears would be their quarterback, Steve Fuller, but time and time again, when you rule him out, he's the guy that comes up with the big plays. Today was no exception.
And, of course, next Sunday he'll have the big one, the NFC Championship between the Bears and the San Francisco 49ers. The NFL today, again, as we have been throughout the playoffs, we'll be live from Candlestick Park. We'll be on the air at CBS. It is 3:30 Eastern Time. I'd like to remind everybody that tomorrow you can watch the Peach Bowl here on CBS. It's Purdue against Virginia. That is live at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And, again, we're going to go back to Irv now, who is standing by with Redskin quarterback Joe Theismann. Irv?
All right, the man who's been under pressure all of his football career and has come up with more wins than losses came up short today, Joe.
Yeah, not enough, I guess, Irv. It's a great defensive football team. It's a great football team. I think the Bears, I don't think it'll be as good a game next week as it would have been if the Redskins are in. Of course, I'm prejudiced about that, but I think the Chicago Bears earned a right to go and play in the NFC Championship game, and I wish them all luck and will as I do the San Francisco 49ers. I think it's going to be a great football game. Like I say, I only wish we were traveling and not them.
What do you feel hurt you the most today, Joe, in trying to move your offense?
Well, I think probably, a little bit of them getting to me, whether it be pass protection or routes or whatever. I'd have to say that the pressure that they put on up front really caused me to get rid of the ball a couple times quick. I got a couple of them batted down. I felt like we operated as an offense quite efficiently, except for the fact that there was a lot of pressure all the time, and, I'm going to need a body transplant.
A lot of concern about John Riggins, number 44. Will he be back next year or not, do you know?
I don't know. You can mosey on over there to the right and ask him that question. question. I hope so. I'd like to see John come back. John's been a great competitor for us, a great contributor to our wins, and probably one of the main reasons why the Washington Redskins have enjoyed the success that they have over the last couple of years. But I'll tell you something. I'm extremely proud of the men that I play football with and the organization I play football with. It's class, it's tough, and, you know, everybody talked about the Washington Redskins being a dynasty football team. I don't believe dynasty is a part of the word in football today. I think there's tremendous parity in football today, as was indicated today, and I think as was indicated through the playoffs.
Joe, thanks a lot.
Take care.
You're a great football team, and you will be back.
Thank you.
Brett?
All right, Irv, thank you. And so for the first time since 1963, the Chicago Bears have won a playoff game at the National Football League. There is one constant. Mike Ditka that day was a player back in '63. Today he was the head coach, and he directed the Bears to this 23-19 triumph over the Washington Redskins that now puts the Bears into the championship game against the San Francisco 49ers. Special thanks go to our crew who had to fly throughout the night to get here into Washington to bring you the NFL today, and then the great game coverage that you enjoyed here on CBS. Our final score again, Chicago 23, Washington 19. I'm Brent Musburger. So long, everybody.